jittery because the injuries he's had in that offensive line. He's got some people hurt, and he's throwing under a lot of pressure.
On the other hand, the Vikings have instituted a new era. For so many years, it was Francis Tarkenton, and now it's Tommy Kramer at quarterback. Compare the two for me.
I think Kramer probably has a little stronger arm than Fran did. He can get more people involved in the offense because he can go to the outside receivers. Very confident young quarterback doing a good job for him.
The Cardinals, even though they're 2-7 for the year, come in here as 5-point favorites. And as we're getting ready to go, the Cardinals will receive, and kicking off will be Dan Meyer. Back, the leading kickoff return man in the NFC, Roy Green. He's joined there by Willard Harrell. Short kick, but Green's got it. Green to the 25, to the 30, 35. He fumbled the football. I think the Cardinals, however, have recovered at the 37-yard line. And the Cardinals, who are third in the NFL in turnovers with 27 for the year, almost had a very costly one. Well, John Clancy came up with a fumble recovery.
Watch this. As he runs through, the ball just gets ripped up. He finds a seam to go through. Very first play, right there. You see reaching in. Tim Baylor reached in and knocked the ball loose.
Isn't that something? You start out a game like that, and that's been something the Cardinals have had trouble with all year long, is turning the football over. They've thrown 15 interceptions, a total of 27 turnovers. Pat Tilley goes in motion from the 37. Hart back to throw. And he has Mel Gray, and Gray now has continued his consecutive streak of at least one pass caught to 83 with that grab. Let's go back and look at it.
Good opening play, a little play action, faking the ball in there to Anderson, just moving slightly in the pocket. Sideline pattern, makes a very accurate throw. It's good to get Mel Gray involved in the offense early.
We have an update on that Giants-Dallas game, a flash in. The Giants held Dallas inside the 5-yard line, and they now lead that game 7-3. We'll keep you posted on that one. First down catch by Gray, back to throw Hart. Same vicinity, different receiver, Pat Tilley, but he's out of bounds. Pat Tilley trying to make the catch at the 35. Let's check now offensively the Cardinals. The running backs of Morris and Anderson. Anderson is second in the NFL in rushing. And now Bill Morrell going in place of injured Gary Paris.
That's another bad break for the Cardinals because Gary Paris got hurt in practice this week.
And it was just on a passing drill. And up front, Wortman is not starting. We just noticed now that Brad Oates is starting at the left tackle spot. That's another injury. Wortman is shelled with an ankle. Here's Anderson. Anderson breaks it inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. It'll be 3 yards short of the first down, getting up slowly. Tim Baylor with the tackle.
I talked to Jim Hart on the field. I said, what are you going to do? He says, give it to Anderson and throw it. When I don't throw, I'm going to give it to Anderson. And you see why he wants to give it to Otis Anderson. Good run.
And if he stays healthy, he seems to be a shoo-in for a 1,000-yard year. He has 836 yards coming into today. 4 100-yard days.
Second in the league, isn't he?
That's right. Only behind Walter Payton. 3rd down and 3. Tilley again in motion. The Cardinals moving the football effectively. Here's Anderson going for the first down. He's got it across the 40 to the 35. Inside the 35-yard line. First down, St. Louis. Let's check now the Minnesota Viking defense. A different look. Some new faces since Carl Eller and also Alan Page left.
Look at that. Jim Marshall. What is he? The only grandfather in the league.
41 years old. Now, Darrell Luce is playing in place of Fred McNeil, who has a bad toe. And back deep, well, some new faces there. Turner only a second-year man.
And Tim Baylor starting in place of Paul Krause, I think because of the AstroTurf.
First down now at the 34-yard line. Anderson again. Tough sledding, but look at him run with the football. He has another first down inside the 25-yard line, and he looks like he's headed for a big day.
You talk about second effort. What about third and fourth effort? You see what kind of runner he is. What an exciting young football player. He breaks a tackle, comes out of a tackle here. Baylor comes up to make a play on him. He runs by him. Jeff Seaman bounces off. Takes a lot of white shirts to get him down.
He did not get the first down. He's about a half-yard short, so to bring up a second down just inside the 25-yard line. Gray and Tilley come to the bottom of the screen. There's 35-year-old Jim Hart. He's thrown 13 interceptions this year, has 1,300 yards passing coming into this afternoon. Give to Wayne Morris. Morris chugging for that first down. It looks like he has it as Matt Blair, the leading tackler for the Minnesota Vikings, comes up with that stop. Minnesota, during the month of October, allowed more yards on the ground than any team in the National Football League. They've had a tough time against rushing teams. And right now, the Cardinals are trying to exploit that as they have a first down at the 22. In fact, they're ranked, 14th in the NFC against the rush. There's the stats on Jim. Gives off to Anderson. Anderson to the 20, 15. Anderson to the 10. Very close to another first down, and you can see how tough this big guy is to bring down. Terry Steve, one of the most underrated guards in the National Football League, threw quite a block on that play.
They've been much better since Terry has returned. I know talking with Jim Hart about it, he said it's nice to have him back in the lineup.
Now let's see. They may measure to see if he in fact got the first down. They're going to bring the chains across the field to see if in fact they do. This St. Louis team, even though they're 2-7, Sonny, they potentially are quite a football team.
Everybody says they're better than their record indicates, and they've just had so many injuries. I think they're more concerned about injuries than they are their record. They can be spoilers the rest of the year.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. As you can see, he got the first down. The ball resting just outside the 11-yard line. Anderson already with 36 yards on 4 carries.
You look at this Cardinal team being 2-7. They have beaten themselves more than the other teams have beaten them with fumbles and turnovers.
2 losses early in the year to both Pittsburgh and Dallas really took the toll on this team. Gray goes in motion. Hart to Anderson. Anderson to the 10. Anderson, as a flag is thrown, is to the 6-yard line. Nothing fancy about that play. They just sent everybody ahead of him. Mark Mullaney made the tackle for Minnesota, but let's see what the flag's all about.
Well, I was just getting ready to say, you know, this has been an error-free drive, and this is something they haven't been able to do, and they get right down inside of the 10-yard line. They're going to have a penalty on them, and it could halt the drive right here.
That is a 10-yard penalty of holding. Now, interesting thing about this St. Louis team, they lead the National Football League in penalty yardage by unnecessary roughness. So it's been one of those years where they've been frustrated.
I think that's the right word. They're just frustrated.
Cal Lepore stepping it off. Let's listen.
Holding 2-0. Offense, first down.
I beg your pardon? Who was
I
that?
don't believe I have that number.
Thought he said too old.
Oh, number 20 was what he was saying, I guess. I would assume it might be Morrell, number 80. He's the only man on that forward wall that has a 0 on his jersey. Anyway, it's 1st and 20. Hart on the 1st and 20. Pressure put on. Far side. And that ball has been intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wright. And Wright brings it back out across the 20-yard line. And that is Jim Hart's 14th interception of the year.
He was late with the throw right here. The square out pattern by Gray. Jim was late delivering the ball. It's a low throw. And you see right in front, picking that pass off, Nate Wright coming up with his 2nd interception.
Nate Wright, who had a broken arm last year that slowed his recovery, but he's back in the lineup right now.
Gentlemen, tonight we're brought together here by 2 teams we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you. I tell you, I don't get no respect.
Gaston, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, what is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light.
Gentlemen, we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, yours is by your broccoli.
This is my broccoli. That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh, you gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us when I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you buffoon!
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Sonny, do you remember swine flu? And the shots President Ford urged all of us to take? You probably thought they were safe. So did a lot of other people who today are either dead or crippled. Watch 60 Minutes tonight, right after NFL football.
It's frightening, isn't
It really is. There's Bud Grant, 13th year as a head man of the Minnesota Vikings. What a career he's had. Very stable man. He's the kind of guy that's getting a real continuity, hasn't he?
221 victories is a good.
First down now at the 15 after the interception. And wait a minute, we have a whistle stopping everything. You just joined us. The Cardinals moved the opening drive down inside the 20-yard line, had a 10-yard holding penalty, took 4 minutes and 13 seconds, and then suffered the interception by Nate
We're
Wright.
having a problem with the 30-second clocks. Bear with us for a minute.
Okay,
right.
Gal, we won't go anyplace.
All right, that'll give us the opportunity now to set offensively the Minnesota Vikings. There's Ricky Young. All he did last year was catch 88 passes. And Ted Brown, they really like him, don't they?
They are. You know he's got to be a good back if he's starting in front of Foreman.
There's the all-time leading receiver, Ahmad Rashad, for the Minnesota Vikings. He has 44 catches this year, 66 last year. Sammy White and the veteran Bob Tucker. And that line, a little change today. Jim Huff is going in place of Charles Goodrum at left guard. Other than that, it's as anticipated with Riley and, of course, Ron Yary. They say he could play for 20 years in the NFL the way he's going. So we're ready to go. First down for the 15-yard line, and there's Tommy Kramer, third-year man out of Rice, their #1 draft pick in '77. Gives up the middle, and Ted Brown trying to struggle up the field. Can't get it done, and this is the problem Minnesota's had, trying to establish their running game. Let's set defensively now, the Cardinals. Bob Pollard was hurt last week in the first quarter, but he's back despite a knee that really has given him some difficulty.
Boy, they need him in there for the pass rush.
And then the linebackers, well, look at the change there. Favron's replaced Arneson, who's back today, by the way, and Bearfield is going to place of Steve Niels. And in the secondary, boy, Ken Stone has 6 interceptions this year.
He said he'd like to get a couple a day.
Second down, a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. This is Ricky Young, and Young gets a yard. And Minnesota this year has averaged only 101 yards a game rushing. And on 2 carries, they have 2 yards. Alderman and Bearfield combining on the tackle for St. Louis.
You look at the job that Kramer has done, Tommy has done for them. He's done an outstanding job because you have to consider this almost his rookie year, even though he's been around 3 years. He was hurt last year, and this year is like his first start, and he's done a good job for him.
He has done a good job. He's thrown 13 touchdowns. Look at that. That's not too bad. He's thrown 288 passes already. They throw it up, don't they? 3rd and 8. Nice protection for Kramer. Over the middle, Ricky Young, and that will be enough for a first down. Ricky Young, boy, is he an excellent back coming out of that backfield. Roy Green with the tackle.
I tell you something, watch Tommy Kramer here. He waits to give this pattern time to develop. Shows a lot of poise, just waiting to the last second. He kind of hesitated on his throw to deliver the ball. Real good throw.
Let's go back and pick up Rashad on that play.
Coming off, he's just running a clearing pattern, trying to work his way in. Oops. feet went out from under him.
You know, they're glad to be playing on artificial surface, though. They think that'll help them, the wide receivers. On the first down, Ted Brown. Brown out to the 31-yard line. And we've heard a lot of superlatives about this rookie out of North Carolina State, John Bearfield with the tackle. The Vikings feel that he is their answer for their running game in the years to come. He's a tough guy. He's had a knee bruise that slowed him down. He had 85 yards last week, and that's the best output of the year for any Viking running back.
And he's only 5'10", 198 pounds, being a fullback.
He had his number retired at North Carolina State, and the only other guy is an old buddy of yours, Roman Gabriel. He retired those 2 numbers down there for the Wolfpack.
Well, he had quite a career there.
2nd down, 5. Up the middle, Brown again, stumbling forward across the 35 to the 36. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. Brown was their #1 pick. He was a first-team All-American last year, and in his career, he gained over 4,600 yards. That's the 4th best in the history of the NCAA. There's Kramer. They say about Kramer, Sonny, that he has great moxie. He came in as a rookie, and he got along with the veterans right away.
Talking with their coaches, they said the attitude that he has, he said if he gets knocked down, sacked, or intercepted, anything like that, it doesn't bother him. It doesn't stay with him.
3rd down and 1. You look at the conversion factor. Minnesota hasn't been very successful, but they got this one. Ted Brown, he's hit by Carl Allen, but Brown has enough for the first down. So Minnesota trying to establish that running game, something that's deserted them throughout 1979.
How many years is Minnesota on a crucial situation where they need to pick up a first down, run behind the blocking of Ron Yary?
Boy, he's a good one, isn't he? 6'6", 255 pounds in his 12th year. Brown now on 4 carries has 13 yards. First down at the Minnesota 39. 6:57 to go. No score. First quarter from Bush Memorial Stadium. Kramer to Rashad, and did he get it in bounds? No, he did not. Looked like he might have had 1 foot in, but Rashad could not stay in. Let's check a halftime score on that Dallas Giants game, and the Giants are trying to win their 5th in a row.
7-3 at half. Isn't that something?
I tell you, since they put Phil Simms in a quarterback, they've turned things around.
Well, that's how they scored. He hit Perkins with a 32-yard pass for the touchdown.
He's for real, isn't he? Second down now, 10 from the 39. Sammy White, Ahmad Rashad, the wide receivers. Brown, Ricky Young, the running backs behind Kramer. You see the tight end, Bob Tucker, now going in motion. Kramer, pressure put on. He gets rid of it, but he had to get rid of it because blitzing through was Eric Williams, and that messed up the timing on that play.
Real good defensive play here by Williams coming through on the blitz. Nobody picked him up. He had nothing to do, but he did save a lot of lost yardage by throwing the ball away.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 now for Minnesota. The Vikings, after the interception by Nate Wright that stopped a drive that took over 4 minutes, now trying to keep this one going. They send Rashad to the bottom of the picture, and to the top goes Sammy White. 2 excellent wide receivers. A lot of trouble for a defensive team. Kramer on 3rd and 10. Flag on the play. Being chased by Mike Dawson, gets away. Over there's Charlie Davis, complete to Sammy White at the 50. That would be enough for the first down, but let's see what the flag is all about.
Well, the flag was thrown very early, too, Gary. Could be a holding call of some type.
And the preliminary signal, illegal motion against Minnesota, so that'll bring it back. But I like Kramer there. He showed the ability to be under control and throw the football.
He waited till the last second till he found somebody open, or he could have run with the football, but he did find White open, but it's going to be called back.
You know, Tarkenton also was good at scrambling, but they say one thing about Kramer. He runs for a gain more than just getting more time. He's a very good north-south runner. In other words, he can cut it up and go very well.
Illegal motion, 6-1. Offense, 3rd down.
That would be Wes Hamilton, the right guard for Minnesota. So instead of a first down, it's now 3rd and 15 from the 34-yard line. They now have Terry LeCount in at wide receiver. He's number 80. Minnesota on 3rd downs thus far is 2 for 2. They're trying to make it 3 for 3 now. Kramer back. And broken up by Perry Smith at the 50-yard line. Rashad, the intended receiver, and Smith, who has 1 interception this year, made a nice play.
Ran a turn-in pattern trying to get enough for the first down. Very close to being intercepted. You see Smith backing off. He reads the pattern. The ball was hung a little bit. You see him coming in right here. I think it had an interception, but the ball got kind of knocked out of his hand.
And another flag, Sonny.
Holding, 5-1. Offense, penalties decline. It's 4th down.
That's Jim Huff, who's starting at guard in place of Goodrum today.
Both teams in their first possession stopped themselves.
This is Greg Coleman going back to kick. Very good point. Coleman averaging 40 yards. He's 9th in the NFC. This guy last week kicked 2 of them out at the 2 and the 3-yard line against Tampa Bay. Willard Harrell deep for the Cardinals. Huff with a snap. Takes it on 1 hop. Willard Harrell inside the 25-yard line. Trying to get to the picket, to the 30, and Willard Harrell out to the 33-yard line. Harrell coming in here was 3rd in the NFC in punt returns. And he gives the Cardinals good field position with a 12-yard return after a 44-yard kick that time by Greg Coleman.
I'm Cheryl Teague. I feel at home in front of the camera. But behind the camera, I don't know the difference between a lens opening and a Broadway opening. So I rely on my Olympus OM10. My trusty OM10 gets great shots automatically. My OM10 has this smart little red light that tells me when it's okay to shoot. Oh, it's okay to shoot. Hold it, fellas. With Olympus OM10, great shots automatically.
Introducing the first new truck of the 80s, the new Ford, the long-distance champ. It has the longest range of any truck in America. With a standard 19-gallon tank plus optional tank, you've got a 38-gallon capacity. That gives it an estimated range with optional overdrive of 722 miles based on EPA ratings. The estimated highway is 1,102 miles. More than one-third the length of America on one fill-up. Ford pickups, the longest range of any truck in America.
Sunday, Ann Mira joins Archie Bunker's place as a street-smart cook who can really dish it out.
Don't be stupid.
Sunday.
Bud Wilkinson, since taking over the Cardinals, his team has lost 17 of 25 games, but this man's kept his poise, and he's trying to struggle along with them and get them out of it. From the 33, after a 44-yard punt, a 12-yard return by Willard Harrell. Jim Hart and the team with the ball for the second time. We have an end-around reverse to Mel Gray. Gray to the 35, to the 40. Look out. He's to the 45, the 40, and he's going to be run out of bounds on the near sideline in the vicinity of the 25. Coming over to make that stop was Tom Hannon, who is the strong safety, or he would have gone all the way.
Boy, I like this kind of football. What a good play. The pitch back to Anderson, everybody going that way. Even Jim Hart was going that way. And he comes around. Good blocking. He found a nice little lane to go through. Bostic pumping and pumping. Can't quite catch up with Gray. Finally run out of bounds by Tommy Hannon.
They're going to mark the ball at the 29-yard line. A 38-yard run by Mel Gray.
Hannon did a good job of running him down.
He was the last man. In motion comes Pat Tilley. The Cardinals, a little wrinkle on that play. Otis Anderson, look out. And he gets maybe a yard on the play. Just good resourcefulness on his part. Jeff Seaman, the middle linebacker, making the tackle.
Good defense this time, because watch the Viking defense slide and get over there to cut off. No running room. You see Seaman, everybody. Sutherland moving, Darrell Luce moving. Everybody over. He has to cut back, and all he did was survive there to cut back in and just get a yard to keep from losing more yards.
2nd and 9 for the Cardinals. Now from the 28-yard line of Minnesota. Cardinals the last time had a 48-yard drive come to an abrupt halt on an interception. There's a give to Wayne Morris. Morris spinning his way, and he backs across the 25-yard line. Wayne Morris, who always seemingly can hang on to that football. He's tough to jar it loose from. Tom Hannon again making the stop for the Minnesota Vikings. It's 3rd down and still 5 yards to go.
Something like 91 times he's carried the ball, caught a pass without a fumble.
Look at that stat, too. 182 yards against Minnesota. Best of his career. He had a good game last year against the Redskins, you remember, 123 yards. 3rd down, a long 5, almost 6 to go. Hart. Protection is there. He hits Morris. Morris trying to get up the field, and he's not going to gain anything on that play. It's going to bring up 4th down, and that means Steve Little will be coming in with a field goal attempt.
I think they're in his range right now.
Well, he kicked a 51-yarder earlier this year, which tied the Cardinal record, and now this will be a 42-yard attempt. Roger Worley will hold, and Little for the year is 6 of 11. That 51-yarder was against Dallas earlier this year. 42 yards away, Little. And he's got enough on it, and he got it. And the Cardinals have taken a 3-0 lead at the 4:17 mark of this first quarter. So the end-around reverse of 38 yards sets up the field goal of 42 yards for Steve Little.
Why have over 1 million people Midas-sized their brakes? Was it because they know Midas has brake mechanics that are specially trained? Was it because they know Midas has the right brake parts in stock? Or was it because they know Midas has over 20 years' experience under the car? Well, whatever the reason, it certainly was no accident. It pays to Midas-size your brakes.
After all these years, I still like working out. But what I really like is the beer that's waiting for me when it's over. And if you work out the way we do, there better be a lot of beer waiting. That's why we drink light beer from Miller. Light has 1/3 less calories than regular beer, and it's less filling, and it tastes great. Take it from a guy who works out a lot. Could really use one right now.
Here you go, Bruce.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Steve Little, who just booted a 42-yard field goal to kick off. And back deep is Jimmy Edwards. He is second in the NFC in kickoff returns. We have the number 1s and 2 men in kickoff returns in the NFC playing here this afternoon. Edwards out of Northeast Louisiana, number 32. Boy, he's going back for that one, but he's going to bring it out. Jimmy Edwards, a former Canadian Football League star, has a little running room, and he's out to the 28-yard line. Edwards was the MVP in the Canadian Football League in 1977, playing for Hamilton. And they're going to mark the ball at the 28, first down, Minnesota. Tom Lott with the tackle. There's that last drive culminating in the field goal, and look at that score.
Boy, Washington must have made them mad tying that thing up at 7 apiece. Bradshaw has thrown 3 touchdown passes in that game.
I think maybe they're back to where they were. You know, there was a moment in the season where people thought they might be vulnerable, but I believe they've reestablished control of their game, don't you?
I would say so, yes.
From the 28, first down, Minnesota. Sammy White in motion. He's picked up by Carl Allen. Kramer back to throw. He's going to dump it to the far side. With the catch is Ted Brown to the 25, and all he's going to do really is get back to the original line of scrimmage. Calvin Favron. That play just didn't develop well, did it?
It didn't.
Look at this, Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, I understand Carmichael caught a pass today and established a new NFL record for at least one catch in 106 straight games.
You know, that play you were talking about, Gary, I think the defense really diagnosed this fairly quickly, and you see that's why it didn't pick up more yards. He fakes the ball there, and he's already looking back to the other side, and you see red shirt's already out there. Linebacker in good position. Davis is over there. Just took too long to develop. Nothing to go.
I think maybe the way he's carrying that ball makes the coach nervous. They're going to give him a yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Kramer. White falls down. And with a chance with an interception flying across the near side was Allen.
The ball got away from Kramer that time, and if it hadn't, as you said, it would have been an interception by Carl Allen.
It's a couple of times now, Sonny, we've seen the receivers fall down for Minnesota.
Well, they've had trouble just finding a place to practice this past week, and, you know, first time in a long time, I guess, on AstroTurf for them.
Well, they thought they were going to like it. They thought it would help their passing game. Kramer now is 2 of 6 for 11 yards. 3rd down coming up. Thus far, the Vikings 2 of 3, 3rd and 9. Kramer, protection excellent. Ted Brown. Brown won't get the first down, though, as he's across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Again, though, he showed the ability to stick his head in there, and he fought for an additional yard or two, and it looks like he'll be short.
Went to the secondary receiver this time. Didn't have anybody open deep. Gets good pass protection. Throws the ball short, hoping that Brown can pick up the first down by running with it. Doesn't quite pick up enough for the first down. They'll have to kick it away.
And so, coming in to kick, once again, will be Greg Coleman. The drive stopping for Minnesota. The Cardinals defensively, if you look at them this year, are 7th overall, 6th against the rush. But they've had problems against the pass. They were 10th coming in here today. As you look at Willard Harrell. Harrell this year averaging 9.3 on punt returns. That's 3rd in the NFC. And in one punt earlier this year, he returned one 68 yards, the longest of the year in the NFC. Harrell at the 35, and he's still on his feet. He's out to the 45. Excellent run by Willard Harrell to the 46-yard line.
What? He does an excellent job here. Watch what happens. Coleman doesn't get all of this ball. He doesn't get a real good kick. He kind of falls down after he kicks the thing. He lost his footing. Looked like he had hurt his ankle a little bit on that.
He sure did. A 28-yard kick that time by Coleman. An 11-yard return by Willard Harrell.
This baby's been from Maine to Malibu, but I don't let her go nowhere without the treatment.
This is no car. This is a legend. And you better believe I give her the treatment.
STP oil treatment. Since 1964, over 500 million cans have been sold. No other brand even comes close. So do what millions do. Give your car the treatment from STP.
This sweetheart gets a treat, and this sweetheart gets the treatment.
That your dad?
Uh-huh.
What's he doing?
Selling insurance.
Oh, what kind?
Nationwide.
Why?
Because he likes to sell good stuff.
Oh.
My mom's a nationwide agent, too.
Really?
She likes to help people.
Well, nationwide agents like to offer blanket protection for people's lives, health, homes, cars, businesses.
He cooks good hot dogs, too.
And they cook good hot dogs, too.
Nationwide is on your side.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the heavyweights in action in the World Powerlifting Championships, plus Part 2 of the Battle of the NFL Cheerleaders and the conclusion of the World Series of Poker. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports. With Sonny Jurgensen, I'm Gary Bender, and the Cardinals with excellent field position after that 28-yard kick, 11-yard return. The ball at their own 46-yard line, and they lead it 3-0. Jim Hart, play action. Wide open, Mel Gray. Gray with a first down catch across the 40, inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. And Gray, when he's healthy, gives them an added dimension.
Boy, it does. Exactly what I was going to say. When he plays, they're a different offensive football team. He's been out with an ankle. He's really had problems throughout the year staying healthy. And you see, tough man to cover, and he knows what to do with it when he catches it, too. But we saw him here one with 70-some yards he caught against
78.
Philadelphia.
You know, that's only for the year 13 catches, and that shows you how inactive he's been this year. 15-yard pickup. At the 38-yard line, in motion comes Gray. Otis Anderson. Anderson getting a block from Morris, but not much going on that play. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Maybe got a yard. Randy Holloway, a #1 draft pick in 78 for Minnesota, in on the tackle.
They really strung the play out well defensively then. Seemed to be playing the sweeps better than the straight-ahead stuff.
Looking at Jim Hart there, you saw that, 9th. He is the 15th player to ever go over 20,000 yards in his career in passing. He's had 10 ever to go over 2,000 completions in his career. So he's thrown a lot of footballs and had a lot of success. 2nd and 9. Flag on the play, and that play just didn't go at all. It looked like Anderson had a little mix-up on the exchange with Hart, and nothing got on track.
They had kind of a screen pass going, but Tim Baylor, coming on a safety blitz, showed it real early and didn't slow up enough, and actually ended up coming right on offsides.
Baylor's the guy playing in place of Paul Krause and also Kurt Knopf. His first start ever. They picked him up on waivers from the Baltimore Colts. And now the explanation.
See if it isn't on.
Upside 47, defense, 2nd down.
That's who it was, Tim Baylor.
Tim Baylor coming right off sides on the safety blitz. He tried to time it perfectly, but he got a little head start.
So that brings up 2nd down now. 4 yards to go for the Cardinals from the 33 of Minnesota. 3-0, St. Louis. Tilley in motion. Anderson. Anderson breaks it to the 25. That'll be a first down run. And again, I can't get over his ability. Look out, we've got some people. One of the officials was pushed out there. A flag has been thrown. That's Fred McNeil, who's very upset. And he, I believe, is going to have a penalty tacked on that one.
I don't think you push the officials, do you?
I don't believe he's going to get away with that one.
Boy, he gave him a shot. I think he was just frustrated because somebody hit him late on the play.
McNeil is playing with a bad toe. He did not start the game. Darrell Luce did, but he's back in there. They're going to explain that to Bud Grant. So that would be 15 yards tacked on. And that puts the Cardinals in excellent position. Let's go back and see what made him so upset.
Yeah, it's a late hit. I don't know if it's an intentional late hit or not. You see McNeil coming in. He's trying to trap Anderson behind the line of scrimmage. Follow number 54 now. He goes down, and he gets right back up. You see him? He's back up into the play. Now you see him on the left of your screen. I think number 65, Brad Oates, hits him. Brad Oates came through and just turned him a flip after the play was over.
Unsportsmanlike, number 54, defense, disqualified, first down.
Well, that means his services will no longer be needed as McNeil has been banished from the football game.
Disqualified?
Yes, sir. So at the 12-yard line now is where the ball is marked after the penalty. First down for St. Louis.
Well, you can't mess with those zebras, can you?
Boy. Gray in motion on this first down. Hart to Anderson. Anderson to the 5. Touchdown. But a flag. There is a flag back at the 15-yard line. It's going to be against whom? It's against St. Louis. Illegal motion. So they'll bring it back.
Boy, take a look at this. Illegal motion. Looked like the right guard may have, looked like Terry Steve moved a little early. He may have been the man in motion. We'll have to check it. Number 68. And that's right where the play went to. Let's
illegal motion, number 6-8. Offense, first down.
Boy, when you can't get things going, it just keeps haunting you, doesn't it? Beautiful run, and you saw Jim Hart go running into the end zone to congratulate Anderson, and now they're going to have to try it again.
That's why you're 2-7 instead of 7-2.
It just kind of raises its ugly head and smacks you right back down again. All the problems. 1st and 15 now instead of a touchdown. At the 17-yard line for St. Louis. Play action. Hart to Gray. Intercepted by Nate Wright. His second interception, and he is ruled down. The ball has been blown dead back out to the 22, and that's the same area and the same man that intercepted the ball earlier against Jim Hart.
It's a quick screen to Gray. You see him coming back, getting the ball. The ball is thrown, and it just ricochets up out of Gray's hands. Intercepted again very alertly. Wright picks the thing off. The second of the day.
That ball was thrown too hard. Gray just couldn't hang on to that one.
I think because he had to throw the ball around the defensive lineman. Mulaney came in his view, and he kind of sidearmed the ball, and he threw it a little more upfield than he wanted to.
Well, that's one of those that gets away from you. You're going to look back, and that could haunt you before the day's over.
Again, they stopped themselves. They've had a touchdown. They made a mistake again with a motion penalty, and they followed up with an interception. That's twice it's happened to them.
And that's 29 turnovers this year the Cardinals have committed. 2 interceptions today. Kramer up to Ted Brown to the 25, and this rookie from North Carolina State is out to the 30-yard line.
Who does he remind you of? He reminds me a little bit of Wilbert Montgomery of Philadelphia.
That's a good analysis. He's a very tough runner. I think that's a primary thing they kept saying about Ted Brown is he's tough. And he's not very big, really, 5'10", 198. He got his first start last week. He's beaten out Chuck Foreman. And they're going to have a tough time getting him out of that starting job now. Brown 20 yards on 5 carries. 2nd and 3. Again, Brown. And Brown trying to turn it up the field for the first down, and he just fought Carl Allen off, and he got the first down. Again, you can see he's not afraid to take you on out there.
Good play this time. Just a sweep. Nobody leading the play. It's kind of, you saw Ricky Young go in and make a good block for him, get some good block from Sammy White also, and nobody out in front of him kind of surprised the Cardinals.
One thing he's given them is better outside speed, and there was an example of it right there. First down at the 36-yard line.
You mentioned earlier, Gary, they've had a tough time running the football.
They have, but now Minnesota, after the 2 big interceptions, trying to keep this one going. Ricky Young, and Young to the 39-yard line. They've moved Young around. They've moved him as a deep back in that I formation, giving him a chance to read the hole a little bit better. And they think he can be a good running back, obviously an excellent receiving back. Comes up to a 2nd down, 7, gain of 3.
First quarter score, Baltimore Colts leading the Bengals 7-0. A Burt Jones touchdown pass. New England and Buffalo all tied up in the second quarter, 6 apiece.
Burt Jones came back in Baltimore. It was an entirely different football team. Just short of the 40-yard line, 2nd down, 7 for the Vikings. They trail it 3-0. Kramer back as this will be the last play of the first quarter. Young hit immediately, but he stays on his feet. Young to the 50. Look at this run by Ricky Young. That's just sheer determination. And that'll be another first down for the Minnesota Vikings as the first quarter has come to a close here at Bush Memorial Stadium. The Cardinals lead it 3-0, but they've lost 2 golden opportunities.
Sorry. I said we are not interested in that proposal. The meeting is next Thursday, Bill.
60 long tons on September. Fredericks, are you listening to me?
If there's one thing you should remember about this deal...
Not knowing how to listen has cost American business billions of dollars. Well, as one of the world's major corporations, we at Sperry are doing something about it. We've set up extensive listening programs that Sperry employees worldwide can take part in. And when you do business with Sperry Univac or any of our other divisions, you're going to discover that Sperry listens like no one you've ever done business with.
80,000! I said 8,000! No!
Sperry, we understand how important it is to listen.
Is luxury obsolete? Not at all. It's here in Lincoln Continental 1980. All the traditional look and feel of luxury driving. Now with a dramatic 41% increase in EPA estimated miles per gallon over last year. And as standard equipment, an ingenious new automatic overdrive transmission. Lincoln Continental 1980. Town car and town coupe.
Just a moment ago, Ricky Young on an 18-yard run. And, Sonny, let's go back and look at this good run by number 34.
Look at the good run and also the good effort by Ricky Young, but look at the missed tackles. Right here, one missed tackle. Really had a shot at him. Allerman has a shot at it and misses him. Down the sidelines, finally breaking another tackle. You know, it was just poor tackling more than in a great effort on Ricky Young's part.
We start the second quarter. 3-0. The Cardinals with the lead on the strength of a 42-yard field goal. They've been deep in the Vikings territory on 2 other occasions, only to end up with interceptions. Look at the time and possession. St. Louis with the better of it. From the 42, first down, Kramer back. Excellent protection. Wide open, Sammy White. The ball was underthrown. Ken Stone had a chance at an interception, but White was open, but he had to wait on the football.
Boy, he had him beaten so badly, so quickly, that Tommy wasn't ready to deliver the football. He's real late. He's open now, and then he winds up and tries to get a lot on the football, and it does hang, and it is underthrown and almost intercepted.
You know, White did not have a catch last week, and that was the first time ever. It ended his streak at 52 consecutive games with at least one catch. Boy, he had him beat on that one. Second down, 10 from the 42. White in motion again. I'm sure they'll catalog that one and come back with it later. Again to Ricky Young. Young to the 40, flag thrown as he makes it to the 39-yard line. Kurt Allerman again on the tackle for St. Louis. A lot of penalties in this football game. Last week, the Vikings had 10 penalties for 87 yards. It's holding against Minnesota.
Got to set them back again.
Minnesota is 4-5. They trail Tampa Bay by 3 games in the Central Division. Bud Grant said it very well. He said, we can't worry about the race right now. We just worry about the game against St. Louis.
Well, they need somebody to help them in knocking off Tampa Bay. And
holding 6-7. Offense, second down.
That's Dennis Swilley, the center who replaced Mick Tingelhoff this year. For the Vikings, they have 4 penalties now for 32 yards.
Just looking at a halftime score, Tampa Bay is leading the Atlanta Falcons 7-3 at halftime.
Tampa Bay, you know, they won all those in a row, 5 in a row, and they dropped a couple, and now they've come back and reestablished it. They're a pretty good football team.
Talking to the Viking players, they said they are for real. Foreman said that.
Second down and 20 now from the 48. Kramer. Pressure from Eric Williams. Ricky Young. He's dropped immediately by Bearfield, but almost. You had the feeling Bearfield had seen the football. He might have had an interception.
Well, what a dangerous play. He got nothing on the ball because he couldn't find anybody open. Watch him when he drifts to his left. You see how off balance he is when he delivers the ball back across the field. Just nothing on it at all. And you see, if the man had been playing the football, he would have scored with it.
And that's not indicative of Kramer now, Sonny. He's underthrown a couple of passes. He has a strong arm.
He does, but he was in such bad position to deliver the football at that time.
All right, third down, 20 yards to go. A holding penalty now, and the Vikings trying to fight their way out of it. Kramer back, Dawson putting on pressure, steps up, throws. What a catch is made Beautiful catch by Ahmad Rashad at the 35. Now that is apparently a couple of yards short of the first down. Roger Worley defending.
The pressure is outside, and it leaves him a pocket to go right up to. See Dawson coming around. He has a good pocket to run through. You get an indication of how strong his arm is right there, because he threw that on the run. And Worley tried to come over the top to knock the ball away, but he couldn't quite do it.
Rashad showing the excellent hands. A former #1 pick for the Cardinals in 1972. Look at the yardage for him in 79 coming into this game. That was a 16-yard gain. Fourth down now. Still 3 yards to go, and they're going for it. On fourth down, they bring in 2 tight ends. Stu Boyd, Bob Tucker in. That's Tucker in motion. Kramer gives to Brown, and Brown has it, I believe. It looks like Brown got the first down. He had 3 yards to pick up, and the way he knifed forward, he did get it. First down, Minnesota.
I think it caught him by surprise a little bit by going this. Surprise the Cardinals going for it. Good play, good gamble. You can say good, Gary, I guess, because it worked.
And so at the 31, the gamble pays off for Minnesota. First down, 12:43 to go till halftime as Bud Grant looking on. 4 Super Bowl appearances with his team. 6 consecutive NFC Central Division titles. First down from the 31. Brown, 30, 25, spun around there, and he may have had a tackling by face mask by Eric Williams. The way he was spun around, you got to believe he picked up the face mask.
Official right there on it, and I think they are going to call that.
Well, this Brown impresses me.
Brown looked like he got hurt a little bit. No, I guess he's okay. He's going back toward the huddle. Take a look at it and see if he came. Number 55 coming over, Eric Williams, right here. And you see right there, left arm, grabs that face mask.
Now it's a case where there's flagrant as to the extent of the penalty. And they're stepping off yardage inside the 15. Let's listen.
Personal foul, face mask, 5-5 defense, first down.
And so to the 12-yard line. There's Brown. He's kind of checking to see if he has everything still there.
He actually took his helmet off walking back to the huddle to check it.
And so the rookie from North Carolina State has 37 yards now for the day. First down at the 12-yard line. Here he goes again. They're going to stay with their main weapon right now, and this time doesn't work. Good reaction, particularly by number 82, Bob Pollard. Pollard with 5 sacks this year for the Cardinals. They really missed him last week when he injured the knee in the first quarter. In fact, they thought at first he might have to undergo surgery, but he's bounced back and recuperated in a hurry. 2nd and 10.
Was it Steve Niels, the linebacker, didn't even realize he had a broken bone? He ended up playing the game.
Went 72 yards for a touchdown on a fumble recovery on a broken leg. It's not a weight-bearing bone. Doesn't have to have a cast, but he'll be out 5 weeks at least. Kramer back on 2nd and 10. Touchdown catch. That's Sammy White. He trapped it. Let's look at that one again. It looked like he had it.
I thought he did too. Let's take a look at it. The official is very close. Maybe the official, I tell you, being as close, take a look at it. He has him wide open. Tommy should have had the ball a little bit more in front of him. You see where he threw the ball, kind of behind him.
And from our viewpoint, it's hard to see, but evidently he had it off to the side.
Carl Allen's right there too. I tell you, he must have lost it down on his hip. Not much complaining about it, so it had to be the correct call.
I tell you, those officials do a job, don't they?
I tell you. Judgments that they have to make in the split seconds that they do them in. It's remarkable. They do such an accurate job.
So it's 3rd down again. 3rd and 10. Voigt is in at the tight end spot. 3 receivers split out. Kramer with only 1 running back. Rolling out. Rashad dropped immediately by Perry Smith. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
4th down again. They gambled before.
Perry Smith's seen a lot of action now. And so 4th down, this time they're going to go for the field goal. So earlier on a 4th down, they went on a 4th and 3 and picked it up. But this time coming in will be Rick Danmeyer. And Danmeyer been very effective this year. He's hit 10 of 12 field goals, his longest from 43 yards. And this is going to be a 25-yard attempt. Danmeyer has not missed inside the 40-yard line this year. 25-yard attempt by Danmar. And the kick is no good. It veered off. And so the Vikings with a chance to tie up this game. They don't get it. Danmar missing the 25-yarder with 10:50 to go until halftime.
The new pension laws were driving me crazy, so I called the Connecticut General people. And did they come through for me?
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
We had some dental bills. Then my company got a Connecticut General Group dental plan. CG sure came through for us.
Coming through for you. That's what CG people do.
Call us. We'll come through for you, too.
Take care of your car at Kmart. Our automotive service centers care.
Your Kmart Automotive Center is your sound shop, too. Save $30 on this AM/FM push-button radio with 8-track or cassette tape player. On sale for $118.88. Match it with a pair of great-sounding 5-inch or 6x9 three-way speakers. Just $39.88 a pair. At Kmart Automotive Centers across the U.S., where quality car products are Kmart priced.
Sonny, let's go back on that missed field goal by Danmar. I couldn't tell exactly how far he missed it. We can see it now from the end zone.
Looks like the snap is good. Just good. He just hits it. He hits it off conventional style kicking. It looks like he just kind of shanked it a little bit.
Sure did.
You can't use that word, the field goal kickers and golfers. You know that. I think you jinxed him when you said he hadn't missed one inside the 40.
Don't get me in on this now. From the 20-yard line, first down. Both these teams have lost some excellent opportunities. 2 interceptions. The Cardinals had the ball inside the 20, and now a missed field goal. Anderson falls down. Anderson gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Let's check that Dallas game again.
Boy, Dallas is having a tough time getting in the end zone. The last 2 weeks, they got 3 against Pittsburgh. Now they have 2 more field goals today. Where's that high-powered offense?
Well, I tell you, the Giants always played tough defense, and now that they've had Sims rejuvenate that offense, they are a tough football team.
Hey, somebody else is having some problems today, and that's the Washington Redskins. They trail the Steelers 31-7.
Ooh. Here's Anderson on the sweep. And Anderson's going to pick up 4 yards to the 24. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. A lot of white shirts out on that play. We have a Tampa Bay score, I understand. Or do we? 3rd down, 6 yards to go from the 24-yard line.
The score I have on Tampa, it's still 7-3. Tampa leading Atlanta.
Okay, 7-3. So 3rd down again for the Cardinals, and they are 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. Tilley and Gray flanked out. The Cardinals with a 3-0 lead. They got that on a field goal in the first quarter. 9.5 minutes to go till halftime. Hart back. And this is Bill Morrell coming in. Morrell seeing his first action as a player from the line of scrimmage with good speed, a former 6th-round draft pick from Pittsburgh, and he couldn't have been more open on that play.
Yeah, he came open right down the middle of the defense, and Jim just overthrew him a little bit.
So it brings up 4th down. Hart now is 3 of 7 for 27 yards, and of course the 2 interceptions. Little will go back and kick, and there's that Tampa Bay score, Sonny.
7-3. They in the 3rd period now.
Jimmy Edwards back deep for this kick from Steve Little, who's averaging 40.7, and that is 6th best in the NFC. He is the only man in the NFL that's doing all the kicking for a team. What a boot. Oh, did he get into that one? Edwards at the 25-yard line. 30. Look out. He has a lot of running room to the 50-yard line, to the 40, to the 35, and he's run out in the vicinity of the 30-yard line of St. Louis, and Jimmy Edwards, who came in here with an excellent return average, an average of 6.8 on punts, will help his average there with a 42-yard return.
That's just a case Steve Little out-kicked the coverage. You hear that said an awful lot. He did that time, and then just excellent running by Jimmy Edwards. Then he got through the line of tacklers, and he found the sideline, got down the sidelines. Lucky to get him out of bounds. Oops.
Don't see very many guys with those high top shoes like that. A 51-yard kick, as you mentioned, probably too long, and then a 42-yard return. What do you get a net out of that? Of 9 yards.
That's right.
And so from the 33-yard line now, Minnesota with another good field position situation. Kramer ready to go. Kramer to Brown. Brown trying to go wide. Nothing doing. He'll try it the other way. Kramer trying to throw a block for him. And Brown to the 25, to the 20-yard line. And all that running around did a pretty good job.
He ran 40 yards to pick up 10.
Did you see Kramer try to throw a block on Bearfield?
Look out, Tommy. Don't be throwing blocks like that. They take you. Watch number 9 here. Quarterbacks aren't supposed to throw blocks. Watch it. No room. No room. Here he comes. Come on. Oh, there's. He's going to try to throw another little block here. He peels back. Oh, that's a good quarterback block. Good piece of running by Brown.
Our producer, Bob Rose, said all good quarterbacks throw blocks. What's he saying?
I don't know.
First down now just inside the 20-yard line.
It wasn't in my contract. I knew that.
Kramer, and good move up the middle again. The Vikings have done a good job of running the football. Ricky Young that time. This is something that they haven't been able to establish, but they have certainly drawn the attention of the Cardinals. At the 17, it'll be 2nd and 8. Williams, Bearfield in on the tackle. Ricky Young's the man they picked up from San Diego in a trade for Ed White. He's the cousin of Robert Brazil, a nephew of Walter Payton. I'll tell you, he's had some pretty good talent in his family. He's not bad himself. On a 2nd and 8, Young again. Young cuts it to the 15. And that will bring up a 3rd down and still 5 yards to go. And so Danmeyer, who missed a field goal earlier, is on the far sideline, and he has that kicking shoe on if they don't get it on this play. Terry LeCount now comes in. There's part of the crowd. The 6th straight sellout this year for the Cardinals.
Boy, that speaks well of the fans here in St. Louis, especially when they have yet to see the Cardinals win a home game. They're 0-5 here.
They're 0-5, Sonny, and interestingly enough, the only team in the league that's winless at home this year. 3rd down. 6 yards to go. Kramer back blitz, and he had to get rid of it too quickly. That was Roy Green on the blitz, and here comes Danmeyer now with another field goal attempt.
Well, they beat him. They surprised him and came with a blitz, a safety blitz this time. It's a risk type of high-risk type of defense, but you saw they forced him to throw the ball badly and have to try to go for the field goal.
I think when you're not having things going your way, you have to shake it up, don't you? You have to blitz maybe more, create things.
Defense, you have to give them a lot of credit. After the big punt return, they buckle up and held here.
33-yard field goal attempt now by Danmeyer, who earlier missed one from 25. This kick on the way, and this one is no good. That didn't look good either, did it? Something about the start of that kick between he and Paul Krause, who was holding. And Danmeyer now has missed a 25-yarder. He's missed a 33-yarder, and the Cardinals still lead it 3-0.
When you have questions like these about your money, get professional answers.
I just got a great new job and a new apartment, but I need so many things. How do I establish credit?
With the kids out of school, our savings are beginning to grow. But should we keep it all in a savings account?
What else can we do?
Keep your checking and savings at a full-service bank and get professional answers to your financial questions. America's full-service banks. We've got the answers.
From the beginning, Continental Mark has been one of the highest forms of automotive expression. Now there's a new mark, Continental Mark 6, with a remarkable 41% improvement in EPA estimated miles per gallon over last year, with a new automatic overdrive transmission, with even more room inside than last year. And now there's yet another new mark, the Mark 6 4-door. Continental Mark 6, still unmistakably Mark.
Live from Laurel, Maryland, see the 29th running of the Washington, D.C. International. Post time is 4 p.m. next Saturday. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.